really, I can't say many great things about. Hey guys! So, what I want to do in this one is work on a puzzle brand that I have not tried before. And this is one that I believe I've heard a number of you said was pretty good. You recommended it. And I recently got it as a gift from one of my family members. And the brand that I am talking about is Anatolian. Anatolian? I think I said that right. But anyways, this one is 500 pieces. It's called Hiding Place. The artist is Abraham Hunter. And it's 13 by 19 inches when it's completed. I mean, this image is like, come on. It is called Hiding Place, so you know this is my hiding place. I've obviously been sat here having some coffee on my porch, but I must be inside because all the lights are on. I mean, I always leave the lights on. But anyways, the scenery is amazing. It looks peaceful. Definitely a place I would want to be just to get away from everybody. But anyways, I was looking at the back of the box, and it does say that it does include a box stand, which is kind of nice. I mean, to be honest, considering I puzzle with my table kind of tilted up, I don't know if it's going to be able to stand very well, but I mean, that's a nice little addition. And I see that Anatolian does offer missing piece support, so that's good too. But yeah, like I am with all my new to me puzzle experiences, I'm super curious about, what the quality is like, what the overall fit, what the hold is like. That's like my number one thing. So you know what? I really do like that this is only 500 pieces. I feel like I might get this done quickly, but I mean, I don't know. I say that a lot, and then I look at the image and I'm like, well, probably not. It looks a bit tricky. But anyways, I'm going to quit rambling now because I want to get into it and, see what this is all about. So let's go do this. All right, so this one does come in plastic wrap. So let's get this off so that we're not getting all this, reflection off of the plastic. So here are our pieces. What is this? Oh, this must be the box holder. Oh, look at that house. That's my house. But that's not even what we're puzzling here. Let's focus. Let's focus here. All right, how do we do this? We fold this up or something? All right, so you fold it in like that, and then kind of, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it in the camera view, but kind of stick it in the slot there, and oh my god, it's a little bit on the flimsy side, but let's see. Oh, that's pretty cool actually. There you go, box stand. Not too bad. That's a cool addition to your puzzle box, but I'm more interested in the pieces here. So let's open this up real quick and let's see what we're going to be dealing with. All right, so first thing I'm noticing so far is these do have quite a glossy finish to them. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but for me, I'm seeing it, what's the word? Prominent? It's it's there, I see it, yeah. But let's move on to what these pieces feel like in general. Now, in terms of thickness, I mean, they feel pretty strong, not too bad. I keep having to run to my husband's office to grab these calipers because I could never remember before I start filming that I'm going to use it. But anyways, in terms of thickness, not thickiness, we have 2 millimeters or 0.07 inches. For our piece size, we have 1.17 inches or 29.8 millimeters. You got yourselves, typical piece shapes as well. The print seems true to the box, which is good. I don't know, maybe it's looking to me a little bit on the blurry, but then again, this is like a painting, so, I'm not too surprised by that. I mean, this piece looks pretty good here. I'm hoping this is focusing, but, oh, look, you can see the glare that I'm talking about. Hopefully it's focusing well enough, but you can see the leaves in the background of the sunset there, or the sunrise, and that looks pretty darn clear, actually. That's good. This seems like it's pretty good stuff. Now, is the fit and the hold gonna be any good? I do not know, but I guess I won't find out until I actually start puzzling. So you know what, guys? Let's just move on with this. All right, just as I expected, this was quite a challenge to sort. So we have the edge pieces in here. The next tray, we have pieces with different shades of purple. There's gonna be leaves and other stuff in there. So I'm guessing it's gonna be anything along these areas, which is a lot. I mean, I did my best. This tray here are pieces that I think are for the cottage, my cottage. This tray, we have mostly the orangey sky area, which is probably this little section right here. Next tray, we just got a few pieces. I don't even know why I put those in there. They were probably going to be something, I don't know, random. Next tray, we have a lot of darks. So it's gonna be mainly like the tree trunk areas. There are going to be leaves and other stuff and whatnot, but I don't know. That's just dark stuff. There's probably some house pieces in there. This tray is anything that I saw with grass or any kind of greenery. So this area down here does have some greenery. We have some of that coming up here. So I'm guessing it's going to be any of those areas. And then the last tray is just water, at least whatever I think is water. So we have, you know, different colors going on within that. You have like this water area with the orange. We have the purple. So whatever had ripples, I just put it in this one. And, you know, yeah, that's what I did. So I'm not really sure if this is going to help me much, but I do know that I'm going to have to resort along the way. So let's just move on with this.
So right after I pieced those edges together, I decided the next best tray to tackle was the water tray. So I laid each piece out on my table with the ripples running horizontally and tried my best to put like colors together. That worked out really well, and that's a little tip for you if you notice any kind of pattern on your pieces, whether it be a design, texture, like a ripple, or by colors. Try to line them all up the same way. I hope that made sense. But anyways, after I got most of the water laid out, I figured the next easiest thing I could do was to work on the much lighter sections of the puzzle. Because at that moment, it was getting late and I realized this was not a puzzle I could work on once the night came around.
All right, so far so good. The image is challenging, I'm not gonna lie, but I am having a good time piecing it together. It's very, very pretty. But yeah, this is what I've got done so far. And, you know, it's one of those instances where I feel like, considering the amount of time I've been working on it, I feel like I'm pretty far. But excuse the cords, I got cords everywhere. But here's what I got so far. Not much in each tray. Some of them we got more than others, but I feel like we're getting pretty darn close to, well, no, wait a minute, that's quite a lot of pieces in there. All right, I take that back. But anyways, as you can see, you know, I've been having to resort, you know, as I get through these trays, because one issue I'm really having is, and I think it's mainly because of this style of image, the colors that we got here, it's very difficult for me to puzzle late at night when I don't have any, you know, natural light coming from my window here. So after a point, I have to stop because I just get completely stuck. But as you can see, there's messes on my table. I've actually cleaned it up. I need to do some more cleaning, but anyways, it's getting trickier for me because I'm getting, you know, I'm starting to work more towards like the darker areas of the image. This was fairly easy because, you know, you can see everything pretty well. The water was not too bad. And again, you know, a lot of this I did, you know, when it was late and, you know, it just took me a while. But, you know, I have great lighting now, so I'm going to stop talking nonsense so that I can, you know, use my time wisely with, you know, my light. You know what I mean? All right, let's move on.
And I took full advantage of that light every chance I could, because that helped me push through those really dark and challenging areas around the puzzle. I was super excited to get my house put together, especially my little table and chair and my coffee pot, so cozy. And even that turned out to be a little easier than expected. I guess my sorting in the beginning wasn't too bad after all. And I'm telling you, lighting can be so important and really make or break your sanity when working on darker images like this. After about 3 hours, I was able to finally sit on my deck chair, sip on a delicious hot cup of coffee, and enjoy the beautiful sunrise. Nothing better than that. But anyways, with this image being my perfect kind of escape, was the overall quality and puzzling experience perfect?
All right, well, that was some good quick fun. And that image was amazing. I was transported instantly, but I'm sure if it was a much bigger piece count, I would have struggled because those darker sections were quite challenging. But anyways, my thoughts on the overall quality. It was a really good print, the details were sharp, and the colors were true to the box image, but it did have a glossy finish, which resulted in quite a bit of glare. And I struggled puzzling at night because my ceiling light would just leave a glowing ball in areas, and it also made it a bit challenging to film sometimes. The piece size was good. It seemed a little smaller than most other 500 counts I've tried, but it was still easy to handle, and also easy to see what was on them. And it had your traditional piece shapes, and they didn't feel flimsy, which was also a plus. But really, I can't say many great things about the fit and hold. The fit was a bit loose, and it did result in an overall crumbly experience. And I couldn't really hold sections that were more than about 2 to 3 pieces, and even those would fall apart. I did have to move them across my table very gently and reassemble along the way. So I really wasn't surprised when it struggled at the pickup test. I mean, I couldn't even get a good handle on it without it crumbling. So you know I didn't bother with my silly storage test. But you know what? That's okay. As I've said a billion times by now, I really enjoyed working on this image. It's certainly my kind of thing. I did a quick look at prices on Amazon for Anatolian, and the 500 count is in the $15 range, which is okay, I guess. Aside from the lack of hold, it does feel like a good quality puzzle. It does come with that holder, so you can use the top for reference, but I feel like for that price, I kind of wish it came with the reference image that was a little bigger than what you have on the box top. But let me know down below what your Anatolian experience was like. Was your hold better? Was it worse than mine? Have you tried one of their 1000 count puzzles and was it a much different experience? Let me know down below. Now I really feel like I need to get my hands on one of their 1000 count puzzles to see what they're like. And maybe I'll do another 500 count along with that one. I don't know, we'll see, right? But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you've been having some amazing puzzling adventures. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.